RSL Nation!
RSL Nation.
That's a really nice jingle. I'll,
One episode 102, and we back.
we're back. Um, Congratulations to all of our RSL Nation. We have celebrated 20 years since our very first home victory against the Colorado Rapids. We'd like to thank Brian Dunseth for his diving header, his
And
planting of the flag.
plant that flag.
Um, I do you know what's funny? I
20
can't remember.
years.
I can't remember going to that game. Did I go to that game? Marcos, did we go to that game?
I know I was there. I don't know if you were there, Alan,
Where was
but
I?
I
Where were
in a
Christian?
Where were we?
Christian was out of state.
No, I was in state.
Christian was in
2005?
state.
I moved in 2006.
Oh, that's right. I can't remember where I was, and that kind of upsets me because it's obviously a monumental moment.
Dunny, thank you for the start of a wonderful series of goals
Yes, maybe not
for the
his
club.
series of goals. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, he was a defender, right?
Right.
But that goal was still incredible for any position to hit.
Dude, that's funny. I don't know of very many people that remember how Dunny played. They just remember that one goal.
He was a solid defender.
He was like I am trying to remember like bits and pieces and games from RSL, but that's the only one that comes to my memory.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyways, yeah, 20 years. Can you believe that? We've been around this for 20 years,
Woo.
and that's a long time. So if you haven't been around for 20 years, let's hope that you will stay with us for another 20. So that way you can say, hey, I remember 20 years ago when blank.
And we got to do another shout out, Alan.
Oh, another one? Do it.
For Marcos. He graduated from college this week. So proud of
Yay!
him.
Good job,
Thank you.
Marcos.
Thank you,
He
thank you, thank you, thank
he
you.
he is now supposedly the most qualified journalist out of us three.
True.
Yeah, yeah, good job, Marcos. I know it's been a long time coming, so heck, it's hard to do that. So good. A lot of shout outs. Anyone else want to shout out? This sounds like a team, like a work meeting. Any shout outs? Anyone?
hmm
I'm all out of shout outs. Sorry.
Okay, it sounds good.
Anything RSL related, yeah, or RSL
Nah,
family related. Nothing right now.
Yeah.
nah.
Well, in fact, we'll get into that, guys. Today's program is as follows. We're gonna, talk as always. We're gonna review the game, talk about our feelings, get them out there because, well, there. I don't know if I have very many feelings after this game. Not gonna lie, but we will get them out there. After that, we will get into some transfer talks because, as of right now, this second, uh, there is 1 week left in this transfer window. 1 week. Does RSL have
You
any
know they do.
signings? No.
Not
But
happy. Not
but
happy at all.
there there is a but in there.
Ew.
I know. Very gross.
Big, big or little?
I don't know. We'll talk about it. After that, what else did I say we are going to talk about? Oh yeah, we're going to go into a little bit of a preview of Toronto, and we'll see how that goes. Um, and then we'll take a couple of your Instagram questions because that's what we love to do. And who knows? Maybe there might be some kind of topic in between there that we just totally ramble on about. So, without further ado, amigos, um, and I should better say hermanos. Let's dive into this Nashville game. Marcos, no, I asked you last time. I'm gonna ask Christian this time.
It's all
Christian,
Christian.
Christian, give me your initial thoughts on this game, this lineup. What do you think?
Ugh.
Oh, that was really
Okay,
rough.
so well, let me start with the lineup. It was a solid lineup. I mean, I didn't mind that we repeated a lineup that worked, even though per our past conversation last week, we were hesitant about the Veriglad pairing in the middle of the back line, but it was solid again this past week. Um,
You think solid?
oh, decent enough.
Huh.
I it didn't not work. It wasn't absolutely stellar. I mean, they did get pretty solid ratings on FOTMob. Um, but the lineup, it worked. Like I'd give it a 7 out of 10 overall.
All right. Edge.
and that not and that's actually not far off from the Thought Mob score that they gave. The game overall, I think we were victims of football.
Oh,
Some of the things that happened, I think overall the team played a solid game. It's not like we were making horrendous mistakes. Yes, there's still our usual wasted possession, but again, it's just like it wasn't a horrible game. But we had some calls that didn't go our way, which, you know, does speak to the quality of the refereeing that did occur. The no the no call red card. Are you kidding?
ooh, shit. We need to get
Like
into that.
like
I mean, I
come
mean,
on. Come on.
so
Like
you think it's straight up red?
I think it's straight up red.
I think any time a player has an elbow to the head or neck area, that should be back pocket because I don't know what Jair was seeing when he went to VAR, and when a ref goes to VAR after an incident like that, you're thinking in your head, okay, that's gonna be a red. But no, he's like, no, I see yellow, and that's gonna how it's gonna be. And after that moment, I feel like everything switched because RSL was so dominant prior to that, and then they were just very lackadaisical, and they were just not the same.
All right, stay with me on this red card though. I really want to like dive into this maybe a little bit more. I think maybe I want to dive into it a little more because of my refereeing experience, and I just want to see if you guys understand me because I'm not advocating for this referee at all. Personal note, I wouldn't advocate for him because well, doesn't have a good background. But do you think that the VAR did no favors in obviously showing one still frames, two slow motion. Do you think those two aspects change a decision?
I think slow motion on this one definitely would have helped a lot. Seeing,
You think it would have helped him in saying it is a red?
yeah, definitely, because it's such a fast thing that if I think if you break down how fast he's moving, then he would have maybe caught that with his eye.
Actually, I'm going to tell you it's the opposite.
Do you think so?
It's the exact opposite. The slowing it down and still frame actually made him decide not for it to be a red. And I'll tell you why. When you still frame it or you put it in point 0.5, like you slow it down, when the defender puts his forearm up, you can see his head turn towards the where the ball's going, towards the play, and he doesn't aim up. He doesn't aim. He's not aiming. He puts the arm up and it stays in that same position as he's turning. So for me, because of the slowdown and the still frame, it showed that this defender was not looking to actually elbow, but to just body. And he happened to clock him in the upper chest neck. So I think that's the error with VAR. That's one of the. I know a lot of people have issues with VARs, and I think this is one of the issues is that slowing down or still frames actually diminishes the severity of things because in fast motion, yeah, that's total red. I mean, if Jair would have been red happy that like he normally is, that's a red card all day every day. But because of VAR,
For
I think he swallowed his whistle because of VAR.
for you, was that a red?
Fast motion, yes, but again, VAR changed it.
I'm, no, I'm not asking about how VAR changed it. I'm asking for you. Was that a red?
But and here's my problem because of my experience as a referee, but also being a huge fan. If I would have seen this as a Nashville fan, I would have been grimacing. I would have been like, "Please don't pull out the red. Please don't pull out the red."
Hmm.
Okay. Being that I'm an RSL fan, I'm like, "That's a red. Pull it." So it's the same thought, but one of them is like, please don't pull it. Thank you, yellow. And the other one is like, what? That should have been a red. The same conclusion. I think you could have gotten away with a red. Technically,
Okay.
technically, it's an orange.
Orange.
Okay. I was
it's
gonna push you
it's
because you didn't give me a clear yes or no for you if it was a red or
here's the
not.
thing. It's interpretation though. It's interpretation. Is this is this because you can't judge intent. You really can't. So if you try to judge intent on this one, do you think he intentionally puts his arm that high up?
I think that's for me is what makes the difference between the yellow and the red is how high his arm went. Intention or not, even though he followed the ball behind, there really wasn't any reason for him to stick his arm up that high to body.
Yeah,
I play a very when I play soccer, my preferred position is defensive mid. I play a very defensive mid. Defensively, I'm not afraid to body up against defenders. I toe the line on yellow cards a lot. I piss off a lot of opposing players a lot with how physical I get. And you can do it without raising your arm up that high.
Yeah, you can. And other things to consider is speed, distance. How far away was he when he started lunging? He was about a meter and a half away when he started lunging. So yes, the criteria for me checks all the boxes for a red card. Um, I can see why he gave it only a yellow because one, he's Jair, and I'm going to speak without any filter, and hopefully Pro doesn't hear me, but it's Jair is the most prideful ref on this planet. We've had prideful refs in the past
Woo!
where they will not turn over their calls, even though they could be wrong. They won't. And I've known referees like that in my own games, where they could be as wrong as wrong can be, and they will not overturn their call because of their pride. I think we're running into that situation. I think for me, Jair is done at the end of the season. I think just like everyone was sick of Ted Uncle and he retired, I think this is going to be one of those other referees that everyone is just hallelujah, he's done. So that's my little rant on that. So red, yes.
no, I want to give a shout out to Dominic. Dominic finally, I guess, got that monkey off his back and got that goal, which we've been looking for and asking for this entire season, and it came so quickly too. Only 12 minutes in, a beautiful tap and goal, which
Which by the way, speaking of referees, if that didn't go in, you were look. I think you may have been looking at a penalty kick with a
Mm.
some color
mm-hmm,
card in there
yep,
because
yep.
that was a rough tackle that he
Oh my
took.
gosh. Nashville got
He
away with a lot of crap.
yes, yes,
He
and
was not Jair was not consistent. It would be here and there what he wanted to see, whatever he called. But
But to be fair, he did call a lot of fouls. Like the foul discrepancy was wild with how irresponsibly Nashville was playing. And I'm going to call it that way. They were playing irresponsibly in that aspect. He called 17 fouls on Nashville compared to 8 for Real Salt Lake.
which I can feel and see why RSL fans feel like they were hard done by the referee because, like you just mentioned, 17 fouls, 4 yellow
It,
cards.
that's
8 fouls, 3 yellow cards.
yep.
I mean, yeah, and some of those yellow cards for us, for me, were not yellow cards. Come on. I don't know.
So overall, I'm disappointed with the result of the match, but overall I don't feel it's because we played poorly.
no, our RSL was very dominant, especially in the first half. Um,
The first half of the first half,
First half of the first half, yes.
which we normally are not dominant, but I think that the VAR decision changed the entire game.
Yep.
And not because the guy stayed on the field and he got the first goal and that also changed, but from that decision, you could feel a drop in
hmm
in how RSO played. I don't know what to call it, but you could feel the drop, see the
The
drop.
the wind flew out of the sails. One thing that's dangerous about Real Salt Lake is that we are mentally fragile. You get us on a high, and we are the most dangerous team in the league. You take the wind out of our sails, we're a non-threat.
But
Yep.
what causes that? I think that's what fans want to know is like I mean, how can I we all understand that mentality has a lot to do with soccer, but how can the wind boom come out of your sails that fast?
I mean,
Costly decisions which bite us in the butt. Whether it's VAR, whether it's giving up set piece goals like we did on that first one,
mhm.
that's what kills us. Because I think I saw a stat. You can quote me if I'm wrong, but I think RSL leads the MLS right now, giving up on set piece goals, which
I mean,
which
you'd have
is,
that.
which is absolutely atrocious. We've given up countless goals, and that goal by Lovitz in the 30th minute, leaving a great player like him wide open to just knock it in off that corner.
Yeah.
Which is insult to injury after he got away with the crap that he did.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I think pisses everyone off the most, and that I guess in turn players probably feel hard done as well because that guy I honestly think if he didn't get a straight red, he had a lot of opportunities to get a second yellow even before his goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think and he was targeting. If Jair didn't catch on to this, that's amateur refereeing right there. But he Lovitz was targeting Dominic.
But in my opinion, I think that this was Brian Vera's best game as an RSL player by far. The
Oh,
way that
tucked in Brian.
Tucked
I'm a
in
the
fan.
Brian.
the way that he was able to shut down Hani Mukhtar, oh my gosh, like body checking him and just I was impressed. Very impressed with the way that Brian Vera has evolved from his shenanigans from last season to spitting to flipping a switch to he's like I'm here to play ball. And I think we mentioned it last episode. Vera has been having, I guess, taking classes from Olave and how to get better on and off the field with his mentality, and it's shown big time.
It's funny. We're only 2 games out from when everyone was saying that Vera should be benched. He's lazy. He doesn't show a lot of effort on the field against Minnesota, and now you're coming out and saying that this was his best game. That he's improved a lot. To be honest, I this feels like the same old Brian Vera that we have been seeing when he's good, when he's on good behavior, on a good run. This is what we see from Brian Vera. Um,
Now
so
we just think we need it to continue. We don't need it to come one game break, one game, but we need this to be consistently over and over and over.
yeah, I can definitely see that. Now let's talk about a couple other players. So another one that has been kind of a hot topic for the past couple of weeks, Catranis. A lot of people are singing his praises, but was this a game that he actually performed the way that he always speaks about playing?
I think so. In the fact that he was able to shut Nashville's right side down, and he kept them on their toes, and he made it so that if you take a look, basically everything from Nashville came from the left side.
Yeah, that was yeah, it's true. But I guess in the sense that I asked this question about Catranis because it seems like I'm in the minority that says that they're both that the Jungwa and Catranis are equal. Everyone is saying Catranis is way better, but in this game, it was you had he had good passing. His balls into the to the final third. He had five. It wasn't like he was as offensive as
Mhm.
everyone praises him to be. So so my question is, can we really just interchange Junqua and Catranis? Can we like knock it off and say that Catranis is so much superior?
I think it comes down to what we've discussed before. If we're looking for a more offensively minded team, we should start Catranes. If we're looking for a more defensively minded backline, we go with Junqua. But they perform effectively the same job because they're the same position. They
Yeah,
approach it slightly differently, but
exactly to Christian's point. I was just going to say it depends obviously on the opponent that we're playing because you look at when we played Minnesota, we had Cataranis. That would have been more of a Junqua game that he should have started, but yeah, they're very interchangeable.
All right, and then a couple of other spots, and then we'll probably move on. Um, our front four slash into the defensive mid. We had four subs. Come on. We had Jesus, Nelson, Lachlan, and Xavier. Come on.
I want to give a shout out to Jesus. Yes, he didn't. The goal was called off, but you can see that that confidence is there just as a rookie, and he's smelling. He's smelling for that goal, like for that awareness to be able to find that cross from Dominic. Ooh.
Oh, he smelt it. He smelt it, and then sneezed. Um, yeah, no, he did come out with it with a lot of energy. Um, but I'll say it. I don't see him as something like super special. I just see him as a super sub. I don't. I'm not feeling it. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'm just being the pessimist, but I don't see the huge hype about Jesus. But not to say that he's not good. I'm just saying I'm not feeling the hype.
No,
Am I just the weird one here, or
like if I had to
okay?
choose between him or Peel, I'd obviously want to start Jesus over Peel. I'm not saying that Jesus is this great player that who's going to lead us to scoring goals, but
Well, he's definitely not the RSL savior. So,
We we
um,
we're so very, very, very much missing that striker.
yeah, absolutely. Um, and I guess just to finish up, wrapping up this whole conversation, Diego, very meh games. I don't know. Here's the thing.
Run of the mill for Diogo.
Yeah,
Little disappointing from Diego.
I'm actually
Luna goes from scoring a brace the game before to this game being very MIA. I was trying to find where Luna was at, and he looked like he was still hiding on the red carpet.
yeah. No, he went to red carpet afterwards, but he did only get two shots off the whole entire game. Um, Diogo, two shots as well. I mean, who had no one really had more than two shots, really. I mean, unless oh yeah, sorry, Dominic had three shots. So the shots were coming, but again, finishing chances or creating good enough chances that have a high XG is just not in the books right now. So for me, this game I chalk it up as a meh. Also, congratulations, Christian, for the on the win.
I hate that I won.
It was a loss that felt like a win.
Like we all predicted a loss for this game, but I kind of expected it because like I mentioned before, Nashville very strong attacking team. Mukhtar as well as Surridge, those two players are hard to stop, and RSL just could not.
Yeah, it is what it is. Also, I think most RSL fans felt this way. I'm gonna assume. I hate Tagseth. I hate his long blonde hair. I hate everything about it. So
I'm man of the match.
yeah, look at my long blonde hair, flowing in the wind. Labio or whatever his name is. Um, we should. There's like a Swedish version of that. There has to be. He Tagseth is him. Anyways,
He's actually Norwegian, so get it right.
whatever, whatever. Maybe because I'm just jealous that I don't have the long blonde hair. Anyways, let's move on to this next topic, which to Christian's point, we are missing a nine, aren't we? So here's the thing, guys. We are 1 week away from the transfer window being closed. Do you think we have anything coming down the pipeline,
I
Marcos?
think one player. I think we're only going to get that one player, and like I mentioned before, I think the other one is coming summertime.
I mean, if I ask you, Christian, your face is showing me meh.
I don't know. We've heard so many rumors at this point, and it's it would not surprise me if we don't get anybody.
I mean,
But it also wouldn't surprise me if we got at least one player. It'd be great if they're like, by the way, here's two. Surprise,
so
suckers. Like, that'd be great, but uh,
now
uh,
here's the issue with having two, and especially with the two that are in the rumor mill right now. Both of them are strikers. That's the issue. What are we gonna do? All of a sudden, we already sent Jago down to the Monarchs. Are we gonna send Peel and Jesus down to the Monarchs too?
Possible.
I mean, so the rumor mill has Robert Bosniak, right?
Hmm.
It was a Bosniak, and
Correct.
then
Correct.
I can't remember the guy's first name. It was Palulu. I only remember because it was a fun last name to say. The guy that came from the same team as Dominic.
Correct.
And
Correct.
so when I decided to do a little thought bomb comparison of which striker is which, um, Bosniak is more expensive than Palulu. Palulu costs a little is worth a little less than 1 million, whereas Bosniak is about three something.
But which player produces more goals and assists?
Palulu,
Pululu?
the
By
cheaper one,
far.
and with less minutes too. And so
Much less.
yeah, like about 1,000 less ish, if I'm not mistaken. And so the question comes down to this. I saw one tweet out there that had a black check mark and a green check marks. First, second. The first check mark was black, and the second one was green because they said the black one was still awaiting, and the green one said pretty much coming. So I understood that as Bozniak was the first one that was named,
Hmm.
is still teeter tottering, and Polulu is gonna be confirmed. But that seems to be not the case. There's more other rumors out there that are saying that Bozniak is basically basically almost confirmed. We're not gonna rat anyone out, but that's what was being said. So it at this point, RSL Nation is just absolutely confused.
I'm only gonna believe news when it comes from the main source, and that is Tom.
Tom.
So if it comes from anything else, everybody don't believe it. So just believe if it comes from Tom. That's the moral of the story.
Or from the team itself.
Yeah,
It
exactly,
it
exactly.
I mean there are they could have some really reliable sources, but until it's official, we really can't do anything. But the conversation still comes into play. Um, if for example, if it is Bosniak,
Hmm.
would you guys be pleased?
No.
That's like a C minus signing.
That's and that's tough to swallow because he could be our main guy that we're going after.
That's
A,
I'm
a
just
deep
I'm just
a
not
DP
seeing
level
it.
player that's on a worse place team that's not producing goals. That's not great. Not great at
Ars
all.
RSL in the state right now would walk all over Boavista. And it's not even close.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. Portugal as a country is overrated with its soccer playing anyways. The fact that it's rated so high with the national team level is a joke. Um,
CR7.
still, absolutely, absolutely overrated.
Yep.
And that's from a Delulu U.S. fan.
That's true. Yeah, and I guess this is what I fear is going to happen is we're going to have two DPs that are just going to be flops. I mean, Diogo has not performed up to what we expect. And how many games in are we?
We're 8 games in.
8 games in, and he played the last, I'll say eight-ish games of the last season, and we didn't see much. So actually, duh, we have the stat. How many games into RSL is he? Do 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 do.
The
21
Diogo,
games. 21 games into RSL. Have we seen anything spectacular out of him?
3 goals,
I was
one
gonna say
goal every 7 games. So, oh, he's hit his metrics for the season then.
And his only blowout season or blowout team was with Copenhagen, and where he had 20 goals on 57 appearances. So
That's fantastic. That's what we wanted.
and that's great. That's what we wanted. But his previous team, Benfica, he had 85 appearances and 3 goals in his entire Benfica time. So, I mean, it sounds like he's on par with what he actually produces. So, does it turn into did we do enough research on him before getting Diogo, or did we do enough research before going after Bosniak? I mean, it almost seems like we're going off of their latest, like how well they're doing right now, which again, Bosniak isn't even doing well right now.
No, not at all. No.
Has he scored a goal recently? Let's see, Robert.
Uh, let's see, transfer market. Actually, I gotta look on Pop Mob
Nope, the last goal he scored was April 1st
of this year.
of this year, and the
Oh,
previous
two
goal,
weeks ago.
yeah,
So it's about two weeks out.
previous to that, his previous goal was February 9th.
So a goal every 2 months.
Sounds like Chicho at the end of 2024.
Oh,
Too soon? Um, no, this is what this is
No,
super.
it just makes me very confused. Obviously, we don't know if this is actually going to happen or whatnot, but spending 2, 3 million on a player that's not producing and is going to supposedly be a DP, not cool, not cool. And you're going to have some angry fans who want answers and they want them now.
I totally understand that the fan base is going to be upset, but eh, this is what sucks about losing so many good players in the offseason because trying to replace them all at the same caliber is just it's just not going to happen, especially
All I can say
with
is,
RSL's spending past.
like we said, everybody just brace yourselves for the European version of Sergio Cordova.
Hmm.
Ugh. Is that really how we're going to
Hmm.
end that segment? Yeah.
Oh,
But I do have maybe this is an improv segment real quick. Um, I have been keeping track, and you probably guys have probably seen on social media. Um, the RSL U16s and U18s are doing really well at Generation Adidas Cup.
heck yeah, they are.
They're heating it up.
Shout out to them.
Um, which goes to my point of I'm super obsessed with the academies and how they're developing players, only because I'm super obsessed with my Argentine team, River Plate, and they have probably top five under 18 player in the world, in Franco Mastantuono. I
Let's
mean,
get them.
yeah, do you know how much he costs? Holy cow!
Worth it.
Right now, he supposedly rumors have it he's going to go to Real Madrid.
Ew.
I know, horrible.
Ew.
But I guess to that point, I really think we need to do a hard push on trying to get some of these players, young players, ready to play. I
Mm.
appreciate that RSL is now playing Gozo a little bit
Hmm.
more. He hasn't really jived in to it, but that's why we play him so
No,
that way
so
he can get rhythm.
seeing some of this young talent because I watched a few clips of their games today, and a lot of those players have stood out. I would call maybe one or two, just a few of them, bring them up to the Monarchs and just test their skills out there, because I'm like, if they're doing so well with these international teams and beating them, then they probably have a glimmer of potential.
Yeah, in this tournament they've been playing against other MLS academies.
Well, they've
So
a few international too as
there
well.
there are very few international in this generation of
Uh,
Adidas, which
you mean like small clubs like Bayern Munich?
they are in there. Yes, there's a Japanese one as well.
I was like, River Plate's there as well.
Really, I didn't see them on the list.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe I didn't look hard enough. But the yeah, I totally agree. If these some of these U18 players, if they're doing well, I would say give them a chance on the Monarchs. Let's sign them. Let's bring them up. Um, Matt Doyle even threw out a shout out. I think he retweeted Tab Ramos, where Tab Ramos was saying that youth play is becoming dead because of how coaching is. Coaching is
Mm.
everyone wants to be the next Pep Guardiola and telling their players how to play instead of letting players play. Um, and I have fallen into that trap since helping out with my kids' teams. You want to tell the kids what to do, but you have to let them experiment. You have to let them trial and error and learn. And that's how you get really good players, like the great players we have nowadays, like Messi. Messi wasn't told what to do. He just experimented, did it, and got better. So keep an eye on the Generation Adidas Cup. It's on YouTube. It's pretty easy
Hey,
to watch.
one more shout out for those who are curious about Afemi Kapulu. Want to see him play tomorrow at 10:45 a.m. Mountain Time. So about the little after this episode is released. They are playing Real Betis from La Liga in the Europa Conference League quarterfinals.
That's a great shout out. I might actually watch.
That is on Paramount Plus or VIX.
Cool.
or CBS Sports Network.
Oh,
Or for the rich people, CBS Sport Network.
for those that have the money. Cool. No, yeah, that's a great scouting opportunity. Obviously, you won't be able to see Boa Vista play ever because they don't qualify for anything. So, you won't see Robert Bojanic anywhere. Um, cool. Let's move on to this Toronto game. I don't know how much there is to speak about this Toronto game, to be quite honest, because well, Toronto is not the best team in
All
the
I can say,
league right now.
it's very rare for RSL to play back to back Eastern Conference teams. So that's a first in a while. So we'll take it.
Um, Toronto, though, is coming off of three straight draws against three
Really good teams.
great, excellent opponents.
hmm I think
Um,
I think first and foremost, looking at the table, yes, we see Toronto terrible, garbage team. What are they at? 4 points. Yeah, 4 points in 8 games. But don't take their record for granted. They have star players: Bernadeschi, Insigne, Jonathan Osorio. The team is loaded. Also, something that caught my eye: this will be the first time that RSL goes against a team that plays a back three. We've never
back
gone against.
three?
Yeah, they play a
Yeah.
three. They play a 3-5-2. Every other team that we've played this season has played a 4-4-2, a 5-3-2. But no, this is the first time we've gone against a team that plays a back three.
That's really strange. I don't know how to
Yeah.
react.
They're loading up the midfield. They're going to look to control the midfield, and the way that we're established right now, we might struggle against that.
Yeah, and it looks like they're it's more of their right side. If we're gonna, I don't want to bore too many fans with what side was is stronger than others, but definitely Bernadeschi, Insigne, or
Hmm.
Osorio
Hmm.
are the trouble players. Don't know if we'll see them start. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of teams that kind of just take RSL for granted. They just sub in some players, like they treat us like a B team. They treat us like a lower table.
Here's the thing, though. They have so many injuries right now. I don't think they can afford to rest. They've got 6 players out on injuries right now.
Yeah, because I'm looking at their past 3 games, and all three of them have started every single game. Bernadeschi, Insigne, and Osorio the past 3 games.
Interesting.
So they don't have a lot of depth.
Good for us. Great. Um, I'm not going to feel sorry for him, but I still worry about that midfield because
Hmm.
it, we, I know we all fangirled for a little bit there with Anelli. I personally don't think that Anelli has been pulling his weight the past couple of games. He's just been playing consistent enough. There's some aspects of his play that actually I don't like. For one, he his speed is like Kyle Beckerman's, and that absolutely does not jive with me. I don't know. I don't like slow players, but
I wish I could say that Nelson is an improvement, but he's
he's
not.
not.
No,
No.
I
I
was gonna
guess
say maybe Pablo Ruiz,
well, that's what I
maybe.
was gonna say. I mean, where has Pablo Ruiz been? He hasn't played in a couple of games. Or when I say couple, I don't know when the
Right.
last game he
No,
played.
Pablo's just been that super sub that we need off the bench.
I, is Pablo Ruiz done? Is he on his way out with RSL? Has he fallen out of favor?
I don't think he's fallen out of favor. I think we just have too many midfielders.
But we keep playing. We keep putting in Palacio instead of Ruiz. Why?
It's like we mentioned before. It's what they're doing in practice. Somebody must be standing out above the other person or something along those lines.
I'm
But
not I'm not going to deny
And
that Nelson plays hard. I mean,
well,
he plays hard all the time.
Pablo Ruiz isn't a true defensive midfielder. He's more of a central
He's a center
midfielder.
midfielder.
He's a center midfielder, which does not fit into our current formation.
Mm-mm. And going back to your point at the beginning of the season, Christian, do we see a change in formation? I don't know. Maybe we do get the two forwards and we change formations. We bend ourselves into a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-1-2-3. What? I lost track of counting. Um, but I don't know. I'm seeing maybe our midfield is not as strong as we think, or am I just exaggerating?
there's some parts of it that's very weak, especially on that center with Giogo. He's hit or miss, and of course, like our nine, Peel, not the greatest. So this is one of those games. I guess being at home, they'll have more confidence. Why not switch it up? Why not throw in a Lachlan? Why not throw in a Jesus? Something like that.
Do we see Jesus have his first start with how he's been playing? I mean, Pablo's words for a couple of since Jesus has gotten minutes says that he's playing well, but from the sounds of it, he's not starting. He's not starter ready. Are you guys getting that
Honestly,
vibe?
honestly, right now, it doesn't matter either way. I think we're gonna get similar 9 results out of Jesus or Pule.
And I
They
think
they they feel a little bit like placeholders for me.
until we get Bojanek.
Or whoever.
Um, I'm and to be honest, I think the same thing of Diogo and Lachlan, if because they're the ones that have been subbing out each other for the past game or two. Um, Lachlan hasn't been too impressive the past couple of games either. Last game against Nashville, everyone says he wasn't impressive. I didn't see him very much, to be honest, on the field. So I
I guess
think
going into this game for Toronto, my keys to the game start the same way that we did against Nashville. Start hot and start fast because we've seen that when RSL does that, we usually have the front foot and we have our foot on the gas because we need to have the same first half like we did against LA Galaxy and just go balls to the wall, but have that for a full 90. And just like I've said before, communication through the full game.
Start hot.
it's start hot.
Start hot.
It reminds me of
My name
duties.
is Robert Boschnik. I play football for the club Real Salt Lake.
Oh, thanks, Robert Bushnick for coming on to the podcast.
It's, it's Boschnik. We finally got guest appearance in
Well, speaking of,
podcast.
well, I guess to go with that, the center referee for Saturday's game is Russian. So there you go.
Oh no, who is it?
I wish I could pronounce his last name. I don't know how to I don't speak Russian, so
Oh, did you just see it?
I
Like,
just looked it up. Yeah, Sergey
oh,
Dema
bro, what? I think he was the fourth
S-
official for this
Sergey.
last game. Yeah, sir.
Sergey Demyanchuk.
I really think he was the fourth official at the Nashville game. Let me look that up real quick because if that's the case, not gonna lie,
Suerte.
everyone,
Suerte.
yeah, guys, everyone be prepared because you're gonna get the same. It, and I hate to be mean to the referees. I know what it's like when people are mean to me, but
They
when
should also be called out when necessary. Do they get called out too much? I think at times.
um, I think you might be wrong. Oh no, there's two Sergeys.
Hmm.
Oh, this one I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna have to see his face. If it's the one I'm thinking about, then yes, we are totally screwed. Um, Sergey. Oh, yep, we're
That's
screwed. Yep, it's
oh
the bald one.
It's
those
not gonna
bald
be
people.
Bald people suck at refereeing.
I guess a brighter fact for you guys Toronto has never won in Salt Lake before, so there's that.
That's a great fact, Marcos.
Ever
That's an
since,
optimistic fact. We like optimistic Marcos
you know,
around here. He
yeah,
pays dividends.
yeah, RSL and Toronto have been playing against each other since 2010. There's been a lot of draws, but they have never beaten
Oh.
us here in Salt Lake.
Hmm. Interesting. How many draws have there been in our history?
Ooh, let's look
Oh, only
head to
four.
head.
Only four.
Only four all time.
We
Eight
have eight.
wins, 4 draws, and 3 losses.
All right. Things are looking up, guys. I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic. In fact, let's do it. Prediction time. All right, Marcos, lay it on us.
I hate to say this, but I think this is the game that RSL gets their first draw of the season. Toronto is going to be a sneaky team in that midfield. Give me a 2-2 draw.
Oh, that's a high scoring one. All right, that's entertaining. Christian,
I'm going to lean a little bit more on the optimistic side here. I think RSL is going to come away with a 2-1 victory.
love leaning. This is great. I think I'm gonna be. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be more optimistic. We're home, and someone's gonna score. So it's gonna be a 2-0 win for RSL because that's what it was last home game.
2
And
a 0.
No, you got to do it. You got to do it in French.
uh, 3-0.
Duh.
Oh, trois is three.
It's pronounced deux.
Duh.
Don't, please don't say that first one again. We kids will listen to this.
Oh, Major-toi. That's right.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I didn't take French in high school. I took Spanish just for
It
the
shows.
easy.
It shows.
It definitely shows. Um, Great. I love this for all of us. Let's go into our Instagram questions. We have a
We have
couple today.
we only have 2 questions for today. So first one for you guys: does Justin Glad retire with RSL, or does he follow a path similar to Nat Borchers, Timbers,
Oh,
and then retire?
oh, that's interesting. But I guess I'm gonna a little caveat there. Nat Borchers did have a team before RSL.
He
He
did.
was Rapids.
Don't quote me on it. I don't know. I
Well, you
know.
guys,
I know when
I
they
I,
play for RSL.
I will search really quick.
Yeah. Justin Glad. How does he finish off his career? He's your age, right? He's 29, 27,
Sure.
28.
I think a couple of years younger than I am.
He was with the so Nat Borchers was with the Crapids from May of 2003 to 2005. Then he went over and played for Odds Ball Club from 2006 to 2008. And then he was with RSL from 2013, just 2013 to 2015. That was a short stint. And then um,
Interesting.
Timbers 2015 to 2016. So
Hmm. Um, Here's the thing. Justin Glad, 28 years old. Don't quote me when his contract ends. It could be end of 26. Could be. Again, don't quote me. But um, and if that's the case, he's going to be 29 years old, almost 30 years old when his contract ends. I have a feeling he's going to get his marching orders. And if he does, I personally wouldn't be surprised if he just retires from soccer. I
Very
would be surprised with his Instagram lifestyle that you see. It's pretty just chill. It's low maintenance, and so I think it's just gonna be let's just ride it out. Let's just
he's
help.
also making investments here in Utah as well. It's clear he's established roots here. It's home here. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to leave.
Yeah, and so that's why I think if we do give him his marching orders at the end of his contract, whenever that is, I think he's just gonna stick around and maybe just help with the academy.
Which he could
yeah
be very good at.
yeah. We see what Jordan Allen, former RSL player, he's
Oh
now
my gosh. He's
He's a
doing
coach.
great.
yeah.
Yeah, he's great. So
I,
yeah.
I was actually really sad when he got injured and his career ended because of injuries.
Oh, he has so much potential.
He did.
Okay.
He
I
did.
mean, I was like, yeah, I wish 1,000 times that Jordan Allen would have reached his full potential without injury. Man, that was a
That
that was a good player.
Jordan Allen, if you listen to this podcast, you've got three bros who are fans.
the dude had speed. He had knowledge and
No,
speed.
not that hard. No,
Uh,
no.
what?
Never that hard. Never that
Why?
Uh-uh.
hard.
It's this.
Or
Oh,
or the
be,
or
be,
or the
because of our age. Our age is this or this. This is my kids have been teaching me this.
Your kids are wrong. Your kids are
Uh,
wrong.
we'll go Angel Di Maria.
Okay,
Yeah,
Angel Di Maria. Okay, cool.
there we go.
Next question.
The last question of the night for you guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on why fans are not showing up for the Royals.
Hmm. That's a tough question for
Well,
me. I don't
we'll
know
ask
about
Christian.
Christian. It seems to be
Yeah.
a little bit more at the Royals games,
I've only been to one. And I would love to go to more.
but you've been to other Royals
Yeah,
games.
I have. Honestly, that's a good question because it's a good atmosphere and they play well. Uh, I honestly, like unbiased, unjokingly, I do like the women's game. Yes, it's a little slower pace, but it tends to be cleaner than the men's game, and they're just as skilled. And we have such high caliber players. You know, you're looking at Ali Sentnor, Mandy McGlynn, Mina Tanaka, um, just Chloe Lacasse when she's not injured. And I think I don't know. It really does baffle me.
For me, it's the lack of education.
I
Because
think that's a big.
you just named off a bunch of players that are high caliber that I bet 90% of people that even go to Royals games don't even know that they are that high of caliber. And so
Sure.
I think if there's a little bit more education on the backgrounds of these players, I think we would get maybe not like more people to the stadium, but more fans
Mhm.
of the team.
Mhm.
Facts. Like
Uh,
for all the new signings that the Royals got this offseason, I had to look up who they were because I've never heard of them in my life. So their
They're
attacking player that they got from Bayern Munich, she's very skilled. Nearly scored a goal in their last game. So if you guys haven't been to a game, check them out. The Royals
yeah.
are they're a fun team.
If I can get a ticket for Friday, I'll be there if I can get a ticket.
yeah,
But
yeah. Wink, wink. Hey, someone give Christian a ticket. But and obviously we don't want to get into any controversial topics about because I mean lately, well, not lately. It's obviously known that the women's game is not as well attended at the club level as other leagues and genders. But like the women's national team is more attended than the men's national team, for example.
oh,
Absolutely.
Why?
by
Why?
far.
Because
Absolutely.
they're putting out a product that is more attractive than the men's team right now.
By
Um,
far. By far.
and so I mean, it's just, it, I guess that's the beast that we're up against right now. And I again going back to my point is I think that more education needs to be sent out, or at least personal education. Like study yourself. If you really want to be a fan of this team, be a study it. I mean,
I would also love to see them, and I think this goes true for RSL as well. I want to see them out in the public more. I want to see them doing more meet and greets, just go be out with the fans, be in the communities. I think one of the biggest death sentences for any players or teams are the teams where they just kind of exist in their town and they don't give back to the club. They don't. You see the players that take off in the off season, like yeah, sure, they take vacations and whatnot, but they like spend all 4 months of the off season in a completely different city and just don't give back. They show no love. They don't wear their team stuff outside of official events. Like you take a look at Ali Sentnor, for example. She's from the Northeast, I think, and posted stuff on social media of her at, back home in like I think she's from like Maine or Delaware or Connecticut, somewhere up there, and she's wearing Utah Royal stuff all over the place. And this is somebody who's starting for the U.S. women's national team, which is the best women's team in the world.
yeah,
That says a lot, and she's gonna win a lot of fans because of that.
Also, the Royals are in danger of losing her if she keeps playing that well.
Oh
Uh,
my
she,
gosh.
she might be heading out to Europe for playing England or playing Spain or somewhere because or in Germany. I think those are the three top women's league countries, if I'm not mistaken. So, um, yeah,
Great,
great
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 questions.
question.
Great questions from you guys tonight. But yeah, overall, check out the Royals, educate yourself, and head to a game this Friday. So there you guys go.
Also, we
And
don't go ahead.
I was gonna say other games to check out. RSL's U18 Academy team plays Orlando City in looks like the quarterfinals of the Generation Adidas Cup tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Like Alan said on YouTube. Something else for you to check out.
And the 16s play against Charlotte, I think at like 11:30 a.m. Tomorrow as well. So great, great opportunities to support the organization in the next 3 days. Games tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Also, when we say educate yourself, we're not saying it in a bad way. We're just saying, hey, support, come support in the best way you can. So, whoa, that was a lot, guys. We probably had a lot more within us, but definitely don't want to bore all of you. So let's just wrap this up. Um, before we wrap it up, any last minute thoughts?
Uh,
Anything?
might see me on Friday maybe at the Royals game, but if not, you'll see me and Marcos Saturday at the RSL game.
Oh,
Yeah.
you will see me too. I'll bring my mini me.
What? All three bros come meet all three bros. Get a sticker from your favorite one.
Choose your favorite bro at the tailgate.
Watch, it's gonna be my son.
Right? Have you?
Well, they loved your son's foot skills at the tailgate last time. So
We'll see if the foot skills are on par on Saturday. So cool. That was a great last thought. Margot, send us off.
if you guys are not already, head over to Instagram, head over to X, and follow us at the RSL Bros, and catch us wherever you catch your podcasts on Spotify or Apple, and watch us on YouTube.
I still need to flip and just take that soundbite every single time and just paste it at the end.
Just play the soundbite.
Soundbite. Cool. All right, guys. See you guys Saturday. Peace out.
Ciao.
Bye.